This time was a lot sweeter because there was a lot of people that were kind of thinking that I wasn't going to defend, thinking that it might be a fluke, thinking that other guys were going to come and take the title away.
Those guys are absolutely old school labs.
Yeah.
What's up, guys? Breon Ansley here, your two-time Mr. Olympia Classic Physique champ. Very excited to do a recap with you guys. A lot of the questions that you guys want to know about whatever it is, you know, outside the gym, inside the gym. We're at my home here, so I'm really feeling comfortable inviting you guys into my home, into this corner over here in the dining area. Let's get started, all right? Let's get started. What keeps me motivated and inspired to keep pushing? And can I upload more videos just to continue to win, continue to exceed or meet, definitely meet, and hopefully exceed my expectations for myself, okay? I have high expectations for myself, and you know, I have goals, and I just want to see them through. It feels so good, you know, this past weekend in Vegas when I had a moment to just sit down, and I had a moment to just reflect on being the two-time champ and doing it, and it being done and it being achieved. From the gruelingness of 12, 13, 14, 15-week preparation for the Olympia, when you sit back and you realize that you've achieved the goals, guys. Wow, what an amazing feeling, what an amazing reflection that you have on everything. And so that's it right there. Also, my parents, they have been so supportive of me throughout this whole process, and they're enjoying it as well, and I want them to continue to enjoy it. I know that they're very proud of me, whatever I do and whatever happens, but you know, just for me to be a winner, you know, continuously as their son means a lot to me. And just all you guys, my supporters and fans who genuinely love me, and who genuinely want to see me do well and want good for me. I don't want to let you guys down. I do this for you as well. And can I upload more vids? Yes, I can. I will work on it. In the off season, it's a lot easier because we're not, you know, I'm not so focused on the hustle and bustle of prepping. So in the off season, it's a lot easier. And even the off season, you know, it'll be a lot more stuff maybe outside the gym, you know, because I'm not in the gym as much. Still 6-7 days a week, but just not like, it would be a lot shorter sessions and things of that nature. So yes, I can, absolutely, coming soon. My favorite classic bodybuilder, does Flex Wheeler, his early days count as classic bodybuilding? Flex Wheeler and Sean Ray are my favorite bodybuilders of back in the day. Flex Wheeler, Sean Ray, and Chris Cormier. My favorite 3 bodybuilders back in the day, for sure. Classic era, I'm gonna go with, well, I'm gonna go with another. I guess he's not really considered classic, but he is, and that's Lee Haney. He had a classic structure. It was an open guy, you know, one of the big guys, but classic structure, small tapered, V-tapered waist, nice, pretty lines, pretty flow to the physique. So I'm gonna go with Lee Haney. There's other guys that I like too, but those are my top favorites. I mean, I like, definitely like Lee Labrada. I like Muhammad Massaquoi. I like Samir Bannout, of course. His structure and his physique, you know, he was 185, 190 pounds when he won. So, you know, around my size. My stage weight, 180 pounds, was the day before actually being on stage. So probably 183, 4, 5, actually on stage the next day, because, you know, you put on a little, you carb up, so you fill out a little bit more. So about 185 actually on stage, but I had to weigh in at 180. What convinced me to switch from bodybuilding to classic? I just think, well, I turned pro at 76 pounds as middleweight. That's where I turned pro at. That's where, you know, being from an amateur to a pro, it was evidence that, okay, you look great to now be a professional at this weight and at this look. At the time, my weight was 175. And I said, oh wow, that's around the same weight that I needed to be to turn pro. So it's only right that I would look great there and I would be comfortable there, and I would possess and I would display a great physique there. So that's where that came from. I'm not naturally a big guy anyway, so it would be just very, a lot of work to put on the necessary size. At the time, I think maybe even 5-6 more pounds of muscle on my frame. I think I can hang with the bodybuilding guys, maybe the 212, definitely hold my own. But back, maybe 4 or 5 years ago, it was more of a mass game. It was more of a size game. So now you guys, they're starting to really celebrate structure and the smaller guys, really beautiful flows, even in the 212. That's the whole story behind that, in long form. Role models in bodybuilding: Chris Cormier, for sure, Flex Wheeler, Sean Ray. Role models now, definitely that I have a chance to know them and consider them friends. Samir, Bannout, Tom Platz. Also Arnold Schwarzenegger, man, who, wouldn't have him as a role model as far as like how he took bodybuilding and transcended it into something now with all his Arnolds across the world, with what he does, being the governor, and how he just took his platform from bodybuilding and did so many great things. Favorite back exercises: I like a low row machine a lot. I like just dumbbell rows, bent over dumbbell rows, pull-ups, really good shape, form to the lats. Yeah, those are the main three: the low row, the dumbbell rows, bent over dumbbell rows, and pull-ups. How do I stay grounded when I feel like giving up? I just don't want to let myself down. I'll just go back to that, guys. It's just plain and simple. I just don't want to let myself down. I just know how I would feel if that was the case. When you have to think to yourself, oh man, I could have done better than that, or should have done better than that. I could have worked harder than that. That's such a bad feeling, and all the time, guys, 9 times out of 10 is when you want to give up. It's just, you can push through it, it's not that bad. Yeah, it's just tap into yourself and know that you don't want to let yourself down. Definitely not the open. 212, possibly. Definitely let me get a couple of more classic titles under my belt and we'll see. But possibly 212. Oh, because we put our thumb in our other fingers like this. It's because it cuts off the circulation. So we cut off the circulation of the blood flow. It makes your veins pop a little bit more. Twice a week, every body part. And I tried on some weeks to hit maybe some smaller body parts, like I wanted to bring my triceps up. I hit those sometimes 3 times a week. But other than that, twice a week, every body part. What balling on a budget foods do I recommend that can still translate into gains? Well, guys, you don't need to have a lot of money to eat and train. Chicken and rice can go a long way. Chicken and cream of rice, cream of wheat, chicken and oatmeal can go a long way. Go to the stores, find the sales on the chicken. You can eat chicken 5, 6, 7 times a day. Okay, egg whites. Eggs aren't expensive. Eggs and egg whites, both. The whole egg, the egg whites, chicken and eggs. Red meat is a little bit more expensive, but if you're eating three weeks out of the month, your chicken and eggs, you could save up a little bit to maybe on that 4th week, eat some red meat. And carbs are definitely inexpensive. Rice is inexpensive. Oats are inexpensive. Cream of rice is inexpensive. Tuna is very inexpensive. Tuna at the 99-cent store, cans of tuna, very inexpensive. 99 cents for a can. You can definitely get it done. And you can definitely eat the food, and you can definitely be a baller on a budget and still get those gains, baby. Steps to take away water from the body, first and foremost, is your cardio mixed with your drinking level. Okay, you gotta drink water to lose weight. You gotta drink water to lose water because the cells, they need it. They need for you to flush it out, put it down to flush it out. So that's first and foremost, the water drinking with the cardio. Then at the end, what we do is some use diuretics, okay, to flush more water out, but we all cut the water. Some do a water load and a salt load, okay, right before you cut water. Meaning if I'm drinking 2 gallons of water leading up to the prep, I'll drink 3 gallons for maybe 2 or 3 days, and I'll have more sodium. So then when I cut the water, it will be a drastic release of everything, right? You're gonna water load, salt load, and then maybe just a gallon or a liter, for the next couple of days. Your body's gonna really react to that and get rid of the water. Sean Ray, no, numero uno, on posing. Guys, can't tell you how many times I watched his 1999 routine to Mariah Carey. Can't tell you how many times I watched it. And just the flow of everything, the stage presence, with the smiling, with the holding of the poses. Also, the reason why I do my splits on stage, heavily influenced by only Flex Wheeler. I was like, wow, this guy with all this muscle is this flexible. So that was influenced by Flex Wheeler. Some of the powerful things that you do with the muscle, influenced by Chris Cormier. Yeah. And some of the, the classic era posing with Lee Labrada, with hands, with Samir, with the hands, and with the angling of the body. Muhammad, absolutely. It's a whole ordeal, man. Posing is a whole separate ordeal. So take it seriously out there, guys. It'll definitely be Flex Wheeler, because I think Flex Wheeler had the best shape of all. The best shape of all time. All the muscles developed, how pretty they flowed, and that small taper waist. The best. They call him the Sultan of Symmetry. So symmetrical and flowed so well. So it would definitely be Flex Wheeler. And it was great to have Flex Wheeler backstage last year at Olympia. I was just in awe. He probably doesn't even know it, but I think I told him actually later. I was just in awe and I was just starstruck back there, man. So that was nice. How do I fill my time outside of the gym and what do I enjoy doing? Just what everybody else enjoys doing. Going to the movies, going to restaurants and eating. My favorite restaurant is the Cheesecake Factory, so I love the antioxidant salad there. I always have the antioxidant salad there every time I go. And I can go there 3-4 times a week too, guys, so don't get it twisted. Cheesecake Factory, man, favorite restaurant of all time. So going to eat, going to the movies, doing whatever. I like doing whatever. I like doing even different things, Going bowling, I even go hiking, going to the beach, relaxing, whatever. I'm down for whatever. I'm not one of those guys that is just, constricted to what I like and that's it. No, I'm fluid, man. I'm fluid. Now, when you're talking about like extreme stuff like bungee jumping or skydiving and all that. Jet skiing though. I've never been jet skiing. I want to go jet skiing bad. Jet skiing, yeah, I want to go bad soon. So that's what I need to do before next year's Olympia. Jet ski. What's my cardio routine and macros during my cut? Cardio routine is definitely 30 to 45 minutes fasted cardio in the morning. My protein is around 220 grams. My carbs, they vary, but it can go between 0 and 200. I never went over 200 grams of carbs in this process. And my fats, they stay pretty consistent, around 80 grams to about around 120. 80 to 120 on that. And carbs 0 to 200, real quick. What was my motivation throughout the year? Just to, again, defend the title. This time was a lot sweeter because there was a lot of people that were kind of thinking that I wasn't going to defend, thinking that it might be a fluke, thinking that other guys were going to come and take the title away. But so This time I wanted to work that much harder to prove them wrong and to keep the title where it is and to say, no, I'm not just a one and done. What is my favorite music to listen to at the gym? I like to slow it down, guys, you know that. So I like a little bit of Sabrina Claudio, which was in my posing routine, okay? Xavier Omar, some Gallant. I like her. I like Sneed Hartnett. Yeah, I like to slow it down, but then I like to speed it up too. You know, I could get a little bit more hardcore with it and go with some YG, some Drake, Ty Dolla $ign, you know, people like that, Fabulous. I like to speed it up too. So, but I like to slow it down more than I like to speed it up, for sure. Slow the damn thing down. How did I build these biceps? Well, I think genetically I have good biceps already, but every time I do biceps, I get a good pump, man. You know, it's really burning and it really feels like the muscle is gonna tear right out of the skin. So I think that's just a natural area to where I get good blood flow and good oxygen, you know, and good nutrients naturally. And obviously you get all that stuff going to that particular muscle, it's gonna develop and it's gonna grow. It's gonna look great. So genetics, and I think just naturally get good nutrients, blood flow and oxygen to the biceps. Now, working them out once a week, twice a week, you know, I really squeeze and hold. Really squeeze and hold, go heavy, squeeze and hold the heavy, do a variety of stuff, you know. Is it okay to follow your dream at 18 years old? Absolutely it is. Absolutely it is. Definitely follow your dream at 18. What else would you do? You definitely would not follow your dream, no matter how old you are. Oh, it feels wonderful to have those legends in my support circle. You know, you get so much information, you get so much history, you get some great stories. And like I said, you know, you get the essence of what performance and the display of the muscle is all about from those guys. You know, I'm just so glad that I was able to hold true to what they think is excellent and, you know, present my routine and my body this weekend that made them proud. How do I manage to stay positive and upbeat? I think it's naturally through my parents. My parents are very positive and upbeat. And I'm just naturally positive and upbeat. I mean, and you also just think about it, guys. Like, you know, it sucks to feel crappy. It sucks to be negative. It sucks to not be looking forward to something or not be optimistic about something. That sucks. And it feels good to laugh. Feels good to smile. Feels good to have people smile at you, with you, right? So just keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind on when you're checking in with your behaviors and checking in with your moods, you know? Oh yeah, we already mentioned a little bit. Which Olympia win was sweeter? Definitely this one, because the stakes were higher. There were a lot more buzz about other guys kind of writing me off, didn't think that I was gonna defend. And so this one was sweeter because I proved that it wasn't a fluke. I'm here to stay and I can win titles back to back. As long as I stay focused and as long as I, you know, keep the work ethic increasing and getting better. So definitely this second one. Adjustments, well, you definitely just still have to keep the waist super tight, work on your waistline, wear weight trainers, wear waist, do your creams before you do cardio, wear it at night, always control your breathing, always be mindful of that. You know, classic is definitely first and foremost, I think, a V-taper, and then work on your lats and your shoulders, which, you know, would make it accentuate the V-taper a lot more, and then work on definitely your legs, the sweep of your legs, and the inside of your legs too. Don't neglect your gracilis, guys. That's important too. That adds to the width of your legs, okay? Triceps, shoulders, quads. I didn't have a refeed. My last refeed was like 4 weeks out. Yeah, like 4 weeks out, because it's a game changer when you just need to make weight, you know? You just keep grinding and grinding and grinding. You caught the video when I was able to make weight and then get right back to eating some carbs. Oh, what a moment. What a moment that was. You know, it's like you're waiting for that moment for, well, like from 10 weeks to 4 is when I get the refeed, and then from 4 weeks right on in. So you're waiting for that moment for a long time. And that's serious business. We all take that very serious. Don't mess with our carbs when it's time to refeed, when it's time to fill up. What's the best training split for mass? Probably to definitely separate your small muscle groups and your large muscle groups. You know, don't do back right after legs, because then you're gonna have a sore lower back, maybe. The old school training method, yeah, because I do the old school training method and diet. So yeah, I prefer it because it's worked. It's gotten me the 2-time title, the 2-time classic champ title. So yes, I prefer it. Just, you know, now I do just all foods. I don't do any protein shakes. Not, you know, in the last part of prep. In the beginning part of prep, yeah. You know, the 13, 12, 11, 10 weeks out. But after about 10 weeks, no more protein shakes. And they didn't have protein shakes. They definitely didn't take protein shakes, you know, in the old school. They didn't develop them. They didn't have them. You know, they just ate food. How and when would I structure my posing leading up to the show? Structure it. You just work on it. You know, it's already, we work on it for weeks already on end, every day, you know, leading up to the show. And then a couple of days out from the show, you just fine tune it. Make sure everything is there that you've been working on for weeks. Make sure you're feeling the contractions of the muscles that you're squeezing, and you're just ready to rock and roll. What do I do to mentally prepare myself before I go on stage? I just reiterate to myself that it's time. You know, all that long journey, and seemed like a long journey this time because I traveled a little bit to Kuwait for 3 weeks and came back. I just remind myself that the journey, you know, this is finally here. This is the moment, and the moment is not long, guys. I'm probably on stage for one day, a total of 10 minutes, not even that, and hours upon hours and thousands of hours of training and posing and cardio and dieting after dieting, meal after meal after meal after meal. And then one day you got to give it your all. Oh man, you better seize that moment, and you better not let that moment pass. It's one day, less than 10 minutes on stage, guys, right? So think about that. I just really tap into that. And say, hey, the moment has come, the moment is here. It's the greatest moment in the world of bodybuilding. You know, just a reflection on all that stuff. Definitely start with, don't be trying to lift the heaviest weights out there. Have good form and be patient. As a teen, your body is already growing rapidly and growing fast. So you give it a little weight, give it form, give it a little bit more, give your muscles more food. You're gonna grow, and you're gonna develop. So be patient. Just have classic physique division, and that's it. No, I'm just playing. I think we're headed in the right direction in what we are doing. I think we are headed in the right direction. I think just maybe extend to a little bit more of wider audiences. You know, have, I don't know, some more shows in different areas of the world, different areas of the states. We're doing a great job at that already. Bodybuilding is everywhere now. But just market it. Maybe the marketing and maybe the branding, you know, to certain areas and certain markets that don't know about us and don't know about what we do. But we're headed in the right direction. I'm very confident in saying that, and I'm very excited about that because, you know, this is when I'm on top, and you know, if bodybuilding is headed in the right direction, that means you're spearheading it, helping to spearhead it. The powers that be are going to listen to what suggestions I may have, which is great. Is Olympia the final show for me in 2018? Yes. If I do another show, it would be Arnold 2019, March of next year, and definitely going to do Olympia next year in 2019. Can I please share my shoulder routine? It's pretty simple. We start with front raises or a front press, you know, to get the front delt. Then we go to side laterals with dumbbells. I really love dumbbells. Dumbbell side lateral raises, seated or standing. Then we'll go to a pressing movement for the side delt, for the lateral head. Then we'll move on to rears. So like a rear fly cable, a rear fly machine. Yeah, even a bent over, a dumbbell fly here, you know, to hit the back delt. And then, you know, we'll move on to shrugging it up for the traps. So you shrug, you gotta hit the front trap and you gotta hit the back trap. So you shrug this way normally, just a normal shrug for the front of the trap, but then you shrug back and up for the back of the trap. And that's it. In a nutshell, that's the shoulder training session right there. Advice for beginning bodybuilders working for classic physique. Start with your midsection. Start with working on deep abs, nice deep abs, a nice V taper, okay? So then when you start there, now start with your lats and your shoulders. Move up to your lats and your shoulders, which makes it, when you open up on a front double bi, right? The V taper is very much seen and very accentuated. Then I would probably move down to your quads and your legs, the size of your quad, right? Inner and outer quad, and then your calves. Then also you gotta move to the back. You want your lats to have a nice sweep from the back. Also, so that comes down what? To a small waist. And then the way your legs are, where your legs are positioned, your sweep comes down to the way your legs are positioned, and your calves have nice a development to them. So it's an X frame. It's the X frame right there, you know, with the shoulders, the back, the lats, and the quads, and that small tapered waist. What up, Brazil? Man, I've met a lot of you guys over the past few years. I love you guys. Thank you guys for your support, and I will definitely see you soon. You guys have the Arnold Brazil. You guys have a few expos that I'd love to come to, and I'd love to see you guys at and make appearances at, all right? So thank you, Brazil. Love y'all. See you soon. Thank you guys for your questions. I had fun answering them. This is Breon Ansley, your classic physique two-time champ. And you know how we do. You know how we do. We keep it old school, all right? So enjoy, guys. I hope you guys got a lot from that. I enjoyed it, and looking forward to the next one, okay, guys? See you soon.